I'm Jim with Ride Snowboards, and we are here today to talk about the Hera and the Hera Pro. There's some similarities in these boots, and then there are some differences. So what we're going to talk about first is all the similarities, and then I'll talk a little bit about what makes the Hera Pro the pro version of the Hera. We can start with who wants to ride this boot, who's going to be looking at this boot. This Hera boot is designed for everybody. This is one of the best-selling women's boots in the world. This is a boot that's kind of balancing between free ride and freestyle. It's a medium flexing boot. The lacing system is very versatile, and the feature set makes it ultra durable. So we'll talk about some of those features. The first thing you want to talk about with the Hera is the lacing system. This features Ride's tongue-tied lacing system. Nobody else has a tongue-tied lacing system because we invented the tongue-tied lacing system. The way the tongue-tied lacing system works is you have a boa on the top of your tongue that tightens the entire outer portion of your shell. Then you have a boa on the side of your boot, and what that does is that attaches to a cable which attaches to the tongue right here, and when you tighten that down, that pulls the tongue tight onto the top of your foot and then pushes your entire foot back into the heel pocket of the boot. And why that's important is that assures that you are not going to have heel lift when you're snowboarding. If you've ever ridden a snowboard boot with heel lift, you know how terrible this is. It makes toe side turns really uncomfortable. Everything's kind of lagging. It's like driving a car with a flat tire. It's not good for you. It's not fun. It's going to ruin your day. So if you've had that problem in the past, then you definitely want to check out this boot. This year, the other thing to talk about with the BOA system is this does have the closer on the front of the boot. So this is another proprietary patented Ride invention. And the way that this works is the lace, the BOA lace, loops from this side back into the same side, the same on the opposite side. So when you go to tighten down the BOA boot, what happens is the boot tightens around your foot instead of like the BOA kind of pinching into your boot. It pulls the sides of the boots around it. So what it does is it eliminates a pressure point. So if you're looking at this boot versus some of our competitors' boots, you'll notice that most of our competitors' boots just skip this lace crossover at the forefoot, because if you don't skip it, it creates a pressure point. Ours doesn't create a pressure point because it pulls the boot around your foot instead of pulling the tongue onto your boot. So this tongue tied with the closer system is a huge advantage. The other thing we want to talk about with both the Hera and the Hera Pro is the CAT system. So this is the calf adjustment technology system. So what this does within the boot is this is a separate panel that's attached with Velcro here on the side, and you can slide that Velcro in or out. This one's all the way extended, this one's all the way in. So what that allows you to do is then custom fit that to your ankle and to your heel and to your calf muscle. So what's going to happen is a lot of times the way your calf muscle will attach, if you've got a bigger calf muscle or your calf muscle runs down a little bit further on your leg, this happens a lot in women's boots, is the top of the boot will bite into the bottom of your calf and it creates a bruise, and it's a really uncomfortable situation. So if you've ever had that, this calf system, also patented, adjusts so that you can solve that problem and have a pain-free ride straight out of the gate. The other cool thing we want to talk about on the Hera boot is the Intuition liner. So the Intuition liner is a fully heat moldable liner, and this heat molding is a huge advantage to your riding because it allows you to take this boot from day one and be perfectly custom fit to your foot. When you go buy it in the store, they have a special heat molding machine which heats up this foam. Then you put your foot in there, the foam cools around your foot, and it makes a perfect mold of your foot, so you're not wasting days breaking in the boot. You can go straight out to the mountain and be riding day one like it's 30 days in to the boot. This is a huge advantage because none of us get enough time on hill, so why do you want to waste time on hill trying to break in a boot? Basically covers kind of the key features of the Hera. The Hera Pro has all of those features, but there's a couple upgrades on the Hera Pro. So the Hera Pro was launched last year, and the reason we brought this out is because we had a lot of people that really liked the Hera, but they were asking for a little bit more durability and a little bit more stiffness. So if you've ridden the Hera and you want something that's just a little bit higher performance, the Hera Pro is a great option. So the number one thing we want to talk about here is the Michelin sole. So this is Michelin winter tire rubber on this sole. So that's going to be slip resistant. It's going to be ultra durable. So when you're walking through the parking lot, walking up the hill to the mountain, maybe you're hiking a rail or you're doing a little side country, this is going to grip onto that snow better than anything else out there on the market. The other thing we want to talk about is a rebound heel counter. So this is a urethane heel counter that is stitched into the back of the boot, and what that's going to do is provide extra durability and extra vibration absorption. If you've ridden the Hera and you just felt like, oh man, that thing was almost perfect, but I wish it was just a little bit stiffer, or I wish it lasted just a little bit longer, definitely want to check out the Hera Pro. These boots are designed for the rider that wants to do everything. The balance between all mountain, freestyle, even some street riding. If you're looking for a BOA boot that you can ride all over the mountain, ultra versatile, gonna hold your heel in place, and you're gonna eliminate all the other problems that you've experienced with other boots, with the calf bite, with not being able to tighten it right, the Hera or the Hera Pro are an awesome choice.